Stellenbosch-based student artist Jessica Storm Kapp has added her name to the winners of the Sasol Signatures Art Competition. Her rammed earth columns and embedded object installation piece titled Mapping Time is the standout piece that scooped her the prestigious prize. Well, Jessica joins us now from our Seapoint studios in Cape Town, and she'll be talking to us about her winning piece and work as an artist. Jessica, good morning. Thank you so much for making the time to be on the show. Firstly, congratulations. But let's start with how you found out about the competition and what motivated you to enter.
Hi. Well, I'm studying at the University of Stellenbosch, and this is my final year. And it was actually our supervisors that encouraged us to enter this competition. We have been entering over the last few years, but this year was kind of like a turning point for Stellenbosch because there had been a lack of interest in the entries in Stellenbosch. So it was kind of a motivating point for all of us to kind of get Stellenbosch back on the map for this competition.
Well, you did just that. I mean, your winning piece, Mapping Time, of course, walked away the winner. But talk to us about the inspiration behind what you created.
Well, my work explores my interpretation of retracing my own personal memories of home to create new articulations of space following the fire. I think what most people can vouch for after an experience or a natural disaster or any sort of displacement from their home is that feeling of disconnect. Especially if you aren't at home. Like I've been studying in Stellenbosch over the last 4 years, and to try and navigate this sense of loss or without necessarily being there, something that was quite profound for me because I've been away for so long, and you kind of realize the value of something when it's almost taken away. So I think from that point of view, it really sparked my body of work for this year and gave me a lot of ammunition to produce work for.
And so are there particular themes that you like to focus on in your work? I mean, now you're speaking about just obviously mapping time, but do you find that there's a particular thread that you follow in terms of the themes that you explore with your art?
Yeah, I do. I think history and geography interest me quite a lot, especially if you look at them in relation to place. I really enjoy trying to create an experience, so that's why I favor installation and I favor sculptural components within my work, because it has a physicality that can encourage viewer participation, and you can actually feel the space around you and feel the physical features of a space through your senses.
And did you receive any kind of feedback at all, just in terms of your winning piece at the competition, in terms of what were some of the elements that stood out for the judges?
I think so. Sorry, can you repeat the question?
All right, okay. Let me just quickly move on to the next one. I'll try integrate it into other questions. But one of the perks of having won this particular competition means that you get to have a solo exhibition. My earlier question to you was on the feedback that you may have received from having won this recent competition, and how you'll be using that in your exhibition going forward.
Yes, okay. Well, this competition has been an amazing experience for me. The Sasol New Signatures Competition and the Pretoria Arts Association have been incredibly encouraging and supportive, not just to me but to all 7 winners. And it's been a fantastic experience because we've been able to not only get feedback from a broader audience, because the exhibition has allowed a lot more people to see our work, but also being able to meet other artists and meet collectors and meet people in all streams of art. And it's been an incredible experience being able to exchange ideas and get their feedback from it, you know, as outside of the circles that we navigate in Stellenbosch or in Joburg or in Cape Town or in Port Elizabeth. So I think for them, what was interesting about my work was how I interpreted geographical space and location, especially with all the current issues that are popping up about land and identity within South Africa. So, yeah.
Let's talk about where you want to take your work. Where do you see yourself in the near future? And is what inspired you to start still the motivating factor for you today, or do you find that maybe your goal or your understanding of art has changed and evolved over the years?
I think that it has definitely changed from this experience. I started out the year in a completely different direction, as most artists will say. Your work changes along the way. But what's really stuck with me through this, and I will continue to investigate it throughout all my work, even once I've completely explored looking at my home and looking at displacement and looking at land issues. But this idea of creating an experience that viewers can interact with, I think that's where my work will kind of find strings and threads in, because there's something that's quite interesting about creating something that all people can experience and have access to. I think in the past, art has this reputation of being a little bit detached, and so some people feel a little bit intimidated by it if they aren't in those higher circles, or they don't feel like they can interact with it because they're not at that level yet. So I want to try and bridge that gap and create something that anyone can enjoy and anyone can find something to take away from.
All right, Jessica, awesome stuff. Congratulations once again, and thanks for making the time to chat to us here on Morning Lab. All the best with your solo exhibition that's taking place at the Pretoria Art Museum. And that was Stellenbosch University Fine Arts student Jessica Storm speaking to us about her work, and of course her winning piece, which was titled Mapping Time, that won her that coveted prize at the Sasol Signatures Art Competition. Time for us